Welcome to AI Sagas, where legends are reborn not as echoes, but as thunder in the present. This is the Fountainhead, a tale not of buildings, but of the men who dare to build without asking permission, of those who shape the world, not through approval, but through vision, and of the silent cost that follows when a man refuses to bend. Are you ready to challenge everything you thought you knew about creation, integrity, and the very purpose of your existence? Prepare to confront a truth so raw, so uncompromising, it might just shatter your preconceived notions of success and conformity. This isn't just a story. It's a philosophical battle cry for every aspiring architect, every creative soul, every individual who dares to stand alone. Episode 1: The Rejection of Mediocrity. Howard Roark laughed. Not a laugh of joy, but of profound, almost terrifying liberation. He stood naked at the edge of a cliff, the world a canvas beneath him. The lake, a thin steel ring cut through the ancient rocks, a testament to nature's unyielding design. His body, a study in stark lines and angles, mirrored the landscape's brutal honesty. No superfluous curves, no decorative flourishes, just pure, functional form. This was the embodiment of his philosophy, etched into his very being. He laughed at the morning's expulsion, at the world's attempt to break him. The path ahead was difficult, he knew, but his vision was already crystal clear. The plan had been set long ago, not by external forces, but by an internal imperative. He looked at the granite, not as inert stone, but as potential. To be cut, he thought, and made into walls. He saw the tree, to be split and made into rafters. The iron ore, to emerge as girders against the sky. These materials were not masters, but servants to his will, waiting for the shape his hands would give them. This is the first lesson for any creator. See not what is, but what can be. Understand the inherent truth of your materials, and let their purpose guide your hand. This isn't about imposing your will arbitrarily. It's about discovering the inevitable form. The world's resistance. A symphony of mediocrity. His dive into the lake was a baptism, a shedding of the old world. He emerged, pulling on clothes that spoke of utility, not status. His journey through Stanton was a stark contrast to his inner world. The town, a sprawling monument to architectural pastiche, was a visual assault on his principles. Gothic churches with stout wooden buttresses supporting nothing. Houses tortured out of all shape. These were not buildings, but caricatures. They were monuments to borrowed forms, to the fear of originality. This is the world that seeks to stifle true creation, to demand conformity over conviction. People stared at Roark, an instinctual resentment stirring within them. He saw no one, for his mind was on a higher plane. He was a man who walked naked through the world, unconcerned by its judgments, because his integrity was his only garment. The Confrontation. A clash of ideologies. Mrs. Keating, a symbol of the conventional mind, tried to offer sympathy, but her words were hollow. She represented the world that believes suffering is a result of error, and that one must abandon their calling for a decent living. Roark's silence was his most potent weapon, a refusal to engage with such trivialities. The dean's summons was inevitable. The Stanton Institute of Technology, a medieval fortress with a Gothic cathedral grafted to its belly, was a physical manifestation of the very traditions Roark rejected. Its architecture, a fragile defense against two great enemies, light and air, symbolized its fear of truth and transparency. The dean's office, a chapel of dreamy twilight, was designed to intimidate, to envelop one in the sanctity of the past. But Roark, unyielding, saw through the facade. He sat, not seeking clemency, but awaiting the inevitable. The dean, a master of polite manipulation, expressed regret and spoke of sincere interest. He revealed the academic politics, the determined little group of defenders against the overwhelming tide of conformity. Professor Peterkin, the critic of design, threatened resignation if Roark remained. This is the insidious nature of institutions. They protect their own, even at the cost of genius. The philosophical divide. Why? The dean's core accusation was Roark's attitude towards the subject of architectural design. He lamented Roark's focus on dry, technical, mathematical subjects over the artistic and inspirational side. This is the fundamental misunderstanding. For Roark, the technical is the artistic, the structure is the inspiration. Every problem you were given, the dean stated, every project you had to design, what did you do with it? Every one of them done in that. Well, I cannot call it a style, in that incredible manner of yours. It is contrary to every principle we have tried to teach you, contrary to all established precedents and traditions of art. He called it sheer insanity. Roark's response was simple, devastating towards the provocation. I don't mind. His designs, like the glass and concrete Renaissance villa, were not a rejection of beauty, but a redefinition of it. They were not copies, but creations. The dean, in a moment of misguided generosity, offered Roark a chance to return, to grow up, to conform. Roark's amused smile was a revelation. What made you suppose that I want to come back? He asked. I won't be back. I have nothing further to learn here. This is the ultimate declaration of independence. For the true creator, learning is not about accumulation, but about discovery. Once the path is clear, there is no turning back to the shadows of imitation. I want to be an architect, not an archaeologist, Roark declared. I see no purpose in doing Renaissance villas. Why learn to design them when I'll never build them? This is the core of his philosophy. Purpose dictates form. If a design has no authentic purpose in the present, it is a dead thing. The dean, clinging to the past, argued that everything beautiful in architecture has been done already. He spoke of treasure mines in every past style, of choosing from great masters, of respectfully repeating. Then came Roark's single shattering word, why? This why is the most dangerous question a conformist can face. It strips away layers of tradition, exposes the naked fear of originality. It challenges the very foundation of unexamined belief. The Parthenon and the principle of integrity. Roark's dissection of the Parthenon was a masterclass in deconstruction. He exposed its flutings and triglyphs as mere copies of wooden structures, perpetuated through centuries of unthinking imitation. Why? He demanded. Are we making copies in steel and concrete, of copies in plaster of copies in marble of copies in wood? This is the heart of the philosophical debate. The integrity of materials, the truth of purpose. What can be done with one substance must never be done with another, Roark asserted. No two materials are alike. No two sites on Earth are alike. No two buildings have the same purpose. His rules are not arbitrary. They are derived from the inherent nature of reality. The purpose, the site, the material determine the shape. A building, like a man, must possess integrity. Its integrity is to follow its own truth, its one single theme, and to serve its own single purpose. This is a profound statement on authenticity. A building, like a human being, cannot borrow its soul. Its maker, the individual creator, imbues it with its essence. Every wall, window, and stairway must express that singular vision. The dean, representing the collective, argued for slow, gradual, anonymous, collective creation, where each man collaborates with all the others and subordinates himself to the standards of the majority. This is the antithesis of Roark's individualism. Roark's response was a passionate defense of self-ownership. I have, let's say, 60 years to live. Most of that time will be spent working. I've chosen the work I want to do. If I find no joy in it, then I'm only condemning myself to 60 years of torture. And I can find the joy only if I do my work in the best way possible to me. But the best is a matter of standards, and I set my own standards. I inherit nothing. I stand at the end of no tradition. I may perhaps stand at the beginning of one. This is the ultimate motivational speech for any creative individual. Your life, your work, your joy, they are yours to define. Do not inherit standards, create them. Do not stand at the end of a tradition, stand at the beginning of your own. The client and the creator, a radical reversal. The dean, ever practical, brought up the client. Your only purpose is to serve him, he stated, to give the proper artistic expression to his wishes. This is the conventional wisdom, the path of compromise. Roark's reply was a radical reversal. I don't intend to build in order to serve or help anyone. I don't intend to build in order to have clients. I intend to have clients in order to build. This is not arrogance. It is a declaration of purpose. The creator's primary allegiance is to the creation itself, to the integrity of the work. Those who want me will come to me, he asserted. This is the confidence of a man who knows his value, who refuses to compromise his vision for the sake of popularity or profit. It is a challenging concept, but one that resonates deeply with those who prioritize artistic integrity above all else. The dean, finally understanding the depth of Roark's conviction, declared him dangerous. You are a man not to be encouraged. Dangerous indeed, to a system built on conformity and imitation. Dangerous to those who fear originality. The unseen principle, a call to action. As Roark left the dean's office, he reflected on the important difference between his actions and theirs. He sought a central impulse in men, just as he sought a central theme in buildings. He knew his own source. He could not discover theirs. But then, he saw the sunlight on the gray limestone of the Institute building. He forgot the men, the dean, the principle behind the dean. He saw only the stone and what he could have done with that stone. He saw, in his mind's eye, bare walls of gray limestone with long bands of glass, bearing his sharp, angular signature, Howard Roark. This is your call to action. Are you an architect, a designer, a writer, a musician, an entrepreneur? Whatever your field, ask yourself, are you building copies, or are you creating? Are you serving others' wishes, or are you pursuing your own unyielding vision? Dare to be dangerous. Dare to be original. Define your own standards, embrace your unique purpose, and let your integrity be your guide. The world may call you insane, but history remembers the creators, not the conformists. Will Howard Roark's quiet defiance prove more dangerous than Stanton ever imagined? What begins when a man walks away without fear and towards something only he can see? With vision born and opposition rising, the first battle has only just begun. Next time on the Fountainhead, in AI Sagas. Episode 2, The Curse of Practicality.